Today on Megadad's Live, we're going back to the 90s with Mixtape. We try to unpack the 8001 summer showcases coming your way, and Antonio's got something to tell us about his toilet. I guess that means we should start the show. How's it going?
I'd like to vomit for another 2 hours because I had one too many.
Megadad's Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Megadads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids, so put on those earmuffs and let's go! You're too old for this. You need to understand that our decaying shells cannot sustain that level of partying like we used to.
I was stressed and I was like, I deserve a cold brew. So my toilet was leaking a little bit, and then it was leaking a lot. And then the post-mortem, the plumber's like, your toilet was leaking in 3 places and it flooded like my basement. So I spent hours just cleaning the basement. You know how these goes. What is it like being like a homeowner for you, Adam? Do you have any of these situations where you're just like, you got like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that?
We are very lucky in the fact that the house that we bought was recently renovated before we bought it because there was like a fire in the basement. And it like smoked out. There wasn't any like serious damage, but it like smoked out the entire house.
Whoa.
So almost everything in our house was cleaned up and made new. And so we haven't had that yet. I think our biggest issue is like the air conditioner. We'll go out every once in a while and we just kind of tune it up or whatever. But we haven't had any knock on. I don't know if I have any wood in here. We haven't had any major house issues yet.
Yeah, I think that it helps that you're not very industrious, and like if you had to fix anything, you definitely couldn't.
Well, my wife is upstairs.
What does that mean? Oh, your wife would handle it.
She'll take care of it. Yeah.
Oh, kind of like the handy woman of the house. Okay.
I mean, I probably wouldn't notice if my basement was flooded with toilet sewage.
You just let it go.
I just wouldn't know. I wouldn't know any different. I'm not the most intelligent person in the world or observant.
No, I can see that.
So you're dealing with poop water,
yes,
trickling down into your basement to your Santa Claus studio.
I was trying to wonder. I was like, is there poop in this water? And then I just stopped thinking about it immediately because I didn't want the answer. But yeah, it was pretty nasty. So the answer is yes. I've been dealing with some home issues.
And so then you decided, I am just going to get turned up.
Well, I deserved a refreshing beverage to hydrate after all my hard work, like bleach mopping and all that. So I had a couple refreshing beverages.
Because after dealing with flooding sewage, toilet water, and bleach, you're like, I'm thirsty.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't work out. The plan was better in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're hungover.
I mean, what is hungover, Adam? What really is? What are the symptoms? What are the signs?
For me, at 45, it's if I have a drink and a half, and then the next morning I feel like absolute. I can't drink like at all anymore, or I pay for it.
It's better for your health. You know what I mean? Everybody, if you're listening and you're getting up there in age, take a page from Adam. Settle down, listen to your body, take care of yourself. You got to change the oil every once in a while. You know what I mean? Well,
speaking of body and oil and smells, I'm worried that I've reached the age of old man smell.
That's frightening. Everybody knows frightening.
Yeah. Everybody knows old people stink, right?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I was at a nursing home and like, it just, you walk in the door and it's like, boom, old people smell, right?
Oh.
And everybody's going to get there. We all know it. But a couple days ago at work, I was like, my God, what is that smell?
No way.
Everywhere I went, it wasn't old person smell. And it wasn't like I didn't wipe good enough or anything like that. But it was like there was a bad smell. It wasn't BO. I know what that is. But it was just this funky ass smell. And it was following me everywhere. And I'm
No
like, my
shit.
God, it's me. And you do like the smell test, right? Like you're smelling your clothes. And I'm like, it doesn't smell like it's coming from my clothes, but I can't shake it. And so every time somebody would come and talk to me at work, I'm like, my God, they're going to smell me. I smell bad. This is disgusting. So I showered really good the next day and I body sprayed up and I still smelled it the next day. It wasn't as bad, but I smelled it again. And I am really concerned that my genetics, my makeup, my DNA is like, you know, like in Resident Evil when people get like the virus and they start decomposing and they get like the shit growing up there. Like I feel like I'm headed towards that.
If I understand your solution here, it was showering, which makes some sense. And then did I hear body spray?
Yeah. I got some Old Spice. It's not like Axe or anything like that, but you know.
Oh yeah, it's not Axe. It's another brand, so it's totally fine.
It's not Axe. I'm not a douchebag.
It's the Old Spice brand. Is the can next to the other Axe body sprays by any chance? Maybe in the same aisle? Is it like right next to it?
You're missing the point. The point is I stink and I'm scared.
It'd be funny if like you happened over here at work, like, oh man, Adam, man, have you noticed how much he fucking stinks of that Old Spice shit? Like, and that's the big complaint.
I'm worried, man. I'm getting old.
So I don't know what pH means or what it stands for, but I think that at this time, someone like me listening to the story is supposed to be like, I think your pH is off.
My pH is bad?
Yeah, but I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is, what's happening.
My pH is definitely
I feel so bad for you, Adam. I mean, smelling bad that's a truly horrendous condition to be in.
It wasn't breath, like I was doing it wasn't like I couldn't find it, which leads me to believe like it's
within you.
It's like my aura. Yeah, it's within me.
Oh my God. Just really quick, because quite honestly, this is disgusting and I do want to move on.
Yeah.
But I would like to up the disgusting one more level and just ask you if you can describe the smell somewhat and compare it to some other thing.
It's just it's like halfway between like musty carpet and poo poo. But like poo poo is very identifiable. It wasn't that, but it was like somewhere between those two things. Like it just was not pleasant. Wouldn't it be great if like as you get old and start to smell, like you start smelling better? Like why isn't that a thing?
That would be a nice surprise. A little treat before you pass.
Right. Like you're already gonna die. You might as well smell good.
The place to be for Megadads socials is the Megadads Discord, where you can engage with your favorite Megadads as well as other friends of the Megadads every single day in our stress-free and welcoming social space. When you're a member of our Discord, you will get alerts for all of our content drops, so you never have to miss a review, a podcast, or a hot take. Partake in our fun weekly Megadads holidays like Waluigi Wednesday and Final Fantasy Sunday. Megadads Discord is fun, free, and follows you wherever you go. Join us today and become part of the conversation.
Yeah. Let's talk about the summer game season. Let's do some news. Let's do some headlines. We've got a Sony State of Play coming next week. We've got an Xbox Showcase coming shortly. I don't believe the Nintendo Direct has been announced at this point, but obviously that's going to be coming. Summer Game Fest, Summer Game Bang, whatever you want to call it, is fast approaching. And we could do predictions like everybody else does. I don't think that's where I want to go with this. What I wanted to talk about more specifically was just like how this season feels now.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. This is a good conversation right here.
And it used to be, and it feels like a long time ago, but I don't even think it was that long ago. It used to be that this was just this culminating event where all gamers could rally around a weekend of E3 excitement. You knew who was going to be there, what they were going to be talking about, and everybody was buzzing water cooler style about the latest in games. And then E3 went away, and now we just have this I don't even know, this buffet of random events and showcases that aren't really aligned, even though Jeff Keighley likes to take credit for them all. And they just kind of happen here, there, and everywhere. And it doesn't feel special to me anymore. We just had the 6-1 Indie Showcase last week. We were talking about this in the Discord about there were so many games at the 6-1 Indie Showcase. And it happened the other day. And I was scanning through social media for some news and coverage, and there was nothing. Nobody was talking about it. And it felt sad because it was like, man, this is what we're supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to be celebrating. It's summertime, summer game season, all the big reveals and events. What do you feel about the landscape of how these big announcements and showcases and events happen now? How do you feel about this?
So the 6-1 Indie thing was interesting because we saw the ad and we were discussing because it was promoting there was lots of games in a very short clip. So it was like, what was it, 100 games in like 90 minutes, something weird like that.
It was
like
a zillion games in 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's like everybody's gonna get like 60 seconds or whatever or less, and it was like, okay, we were discussing the pace of that. That's kind of sums up like what's going on. It's like everybody just has the lowest chance possible of standing out with so much going on. Like it's just a lot of noise, and that's what the season is all about now. It didn't help that the date and time was not on the promotion image that we saw. We're like, when is this? And then if we cared enough, then it was going to be like, let's go find out. When I saw a recording of the indie showcase after I think 6 hours, it's like, oh, this was posted 6 hours ago. I'm like, oh, I found it. I stumbled upon it. It had 400 views. Like that's like our type numbers. That's we're low, and that was low, and I was like, how? And I saw an ad on IGN, and it was on there. It's promoting it.
Yeah.
And even then, no buzz whatsoever. And honestly, it didn't grab my attention enough for me to go and watch it either. So that's just kind of the state of things. I'm glad they tried. I am.
I just wish there was some sort of unification of it all, right? It's what social media is now. It's just a million voices in a sea of other people trying to grab your attention and your clicks. And I'm on the Summer Game Fest website right now, and I'm going to read you the list of showcases that are on the Summer Game Fest website, even though I'm pretty sure none of these are actually affiliated with Summer Game Fest.
Because they just say, here's all the stuff happening around us.
Exactly.
Brand it.
June 1st, Mix Summer Games Showcase. June 2nd, Black Voices in Gaming Showcase. June 2nd, Sony State of Play. June 4th, LAGS Summer Showcase. June 4th, Women-Led Games Showcase. June 5th, Summer Game Fest. June 5th, Day of the Devs. June 6th, Southeast Asian Games Showcase. June 6th, I can't read what this is. Partner Showcase. I think it's some sort of cozy game thing. June 6th, Story Rich Showcase. June 6th, Green Games Showcase. June 6th, Pride Parade. June 6th, Frosty Games Fest. June 7th, Xbox Showcase. June 7th, Deutsch Indie Showcase. June 8th, India Games Showcase. I'm glad all these things exist. The problem is, it's just noise at this point. There's no core to it all anymore. I don't know how a person can be expected to follow any of it.
Okay, here's another interesting thing, right? Xbox. I didn't know they were doing a showcase until yesterday. I'm scrolling through YouTube, and a recommended video came out for Colt Eastwood. I don't know who he is. Apparently he's pretty big, but anyway, and he was like, oh, Xbox showcase, and I'm like, this is fake, or this is clickbait or something, because I didn't hear about that. And guess what? I hadn't heard, and I have not seen one other person discuss it. I listened to other video game podcasts, and I haven't heard them bring it up. I don't understand how under the radar Xbox showcase could be. Have you heard anything about the details of this thing? at all.
The
Like,
summary says Xbox reveals new games plus Gears of War E-Day.
oh, okay. See, Xbox has been sitting on so much for so fucking long. Like, so long. We're not doing predictions, but like, my hopeful is that we finally see State of Decay 3 come out of hiding forever.
Yeah.
Like, okay, everybody's mismanaging these companies to high heaven. Like, do you remember Sony closing Blue Point? Bungie is dying. Like, they're like, Destiny 2 is over in support mode, and we're not doing Destiny 3. What?
It's that kind of brings me to my next point is besides
what is happening?
Besides the fact that the landscape of how this is all delivered is just fucked to all hell, it's really hard right now to celebrate the game industry, which is what this season is supposed to be about, because it has just been a constant wave of closures, cuts, layoffs, cancellations, the things that have been happening. Like, okay, so I'm a Sony super fan, right? And the State of Play is coming out. I'm really excited for it. Wolverine and all that stuff. But also at the same time, to your point, like, they've just been screwing the pooch so hard for so long. Even if they come out with a bunch of great games, in the pit of my stomach, I'm still like, it's really hard to celebrate the industry. As much as I love the games and appreciate the people who make them, the industry itself is so broken. Yeah, it's just sad.
What are we supposed to look forward to? Oh, the answer is the holy grail that is Grand Theft Auto. And I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise. Like, I love that they push technical boundaries and try to reinvent what's possible. But I can't put all of my like gaming hope in that basket. I guess Nintendo's doing okay. Like, I mean, they're on an upswing. I like the Star Fox announcement. We're gonna get this, Ocarina of Time like remake remaster thing. Like, I'm interested to see what Nintendo's plan is, because they could I hope they fill the next couple months until the big holiday season with some decent games. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping from them. From PlayStation, they are banking big on Wolverine. When is Wolverine supposed to release? Is it this year?
It's either September or October. Yeah.
This year? Okay. Yep. All right. So they're cooking, but they need it to land.
And they need more than that, because beyond Wolverine, like, I don't know what else they have. And I hope the showcase shows something. But again, it's just really hard to get like super excited about this pastime as a whole, because everything is just so icky,
there's a lot of like sleeper hits that come out. So I guess my best case scenario is that after this summer season like happens, there's some like, oh, a new IP that like happens to look interesting, or wow, they're returning this and they happen to pull it off and I didn't know that I wanted that, sequel or whatever, like that type of thing. I think it's going to be a season of, if anything's going to rise to the top, it's got to be a pleasant surprise, kind of out of left field sort of thing. But Xbox obviously has the most to prove and work toward it. It's crazy. And one more thing about the state of the industry, Epic Games, they're cutting, and Fortnite is supposedly like not meeting expectations. Like, how fucking greedy.
Yeah.
How much profit? You just know that you need to make infinite profit. It's not enough to make hand over fist money. You need to make a lot of that shit, because if you do not, it's viewed as not a success. It has to be infinite growth. It's almost like infinite growth is a gross idea. Yeah.
Almost, right?
There we are. There we are, everybody. Sorry for being pessimistic about the state of gaming. But I don't know, some good, some bad.
More than 12 years ago, Megadad started as a place for an older generation to go to talk about their love of video games. We know that just because you get older doesn't mean you stop having fun, and gaming will always be our passion. But just as people grow and change over the years, so has Megadads, and that's why today's Megadads celebrates fun, fully grown.
We know your interests are broad, ours are too, and while video games will always be at the core of what we do, we're dedicated to showing you all the ways we celebrate fun, fully grown here at Megadads.
Whether it's playing the latest video games,
checking out the coolest movies,
finding the rarest cards,
unboxing amazing collectibles,
or simply exploring the world around us,
you can be sure you'll get coverage of the best that life has to offer. There's so much to enjoy in this world, and we here at Megadads are dedicated to showing it to you. So subscribe today and come by every day, because this is Megadads, fun, fully grown. I'm gonna turn the dial now.
Here we go.
We've poo-pooed on the state of
Swing
gaming
the
right
pendulum the other way. Let's go.
And you
all the
talked
way.
about surprise hits.
Oh, okay.
And games coming out that really do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I played an exceptional, I don't even know, I guess indie is the term. It's an Annapurna title that came out of nowhere and it took everybody by storm. Everybody's talking about Mixtape.
What a summer, huh?
it's gonna last 1,000 years.
I think we're supposed to go all the way to the far side of the fields.
Well, should we float out there? Start a new life?
Let's waste an afternoon. It's never a waste.
Mixtape is a narrative adventure from Beethoven and Dinosaur, and it's available on consoles and PC. And I believe this sucker is a part of Game Pass. If you don't have Game Pass, you can buy Mixtape for $20.
Yep.
And I highly recommend you do so because this game is pure joy. It is a throwback to the 90s era. And as the title suggests, it is focused around music and it is all licensed music. Mixtape is kind of like an old John Hughes film where you have a trio of high schoolers, people, these kids, these friends in this small Californian community who have just graduated high school. And the lead character is about to go off into the world, leave her friends and her neighborhood behind. But before they do that, they have one epic day, right? And like classic kids rom-com comedy fare. And it's all focused around a soundtrack. So
Nice.
The main character will cue up a song. It's their ultimate mixtape to celebrate their last day together as friends. And then you play a level with this music playing in the background. And when I say play a level, the gameplay of Mixtape it's threadbare, right? Like it's very minimal. It's a series of mini games, very light kind of gameplay where you have to do a few different actions, but it's all about advancing the story. It's all about getting to know these characters. It's all about feeling that feeling of nostalgia of, God, do you remember what it was like to be a teenager and to be able to just go out and hang out with your friends and like all of your little problems seem like the biggest problems in the world, but you're on that cusp of adulthood, right?
Mm-hmm.
This game just punches you straight in the heart and it just gives you chills and goosebumps and you feel a feeling, right? Like so many games don't make you feel anything. Mixtape will make you feel everything. Have you played Mixtape, Antonio? Have you heard about it?
I have not actually played this one, and it's interesting because the amount of joy you get from this is how much you can relate to it. That seems to be the story. I had listened to some podcasters who are from Europe, and they were like, is this what American youth were like? You know what I mean? Because they're like, it's not the same music, it's not the same culture. Is it the Pacific Northwest? It looked a little Pacific Northwest as far as like where
I think they say it's California, but I don't think
yeah, I got that.
exactly.
I got that vibe, and it's like if you have that nostalgia, depending on your age too, right? You're gonna connect with this depending on how you viewed your own childhood. And I thought that was really intriguing. And like, props to them. I'm not a big narrative story person, but I saw finally, because I waited, finally saw some gameplay, because I was like, I wonder like what that's like. It was ridiculous. Like, it's like mini games.
Yeah.
There was a clip of like a kiss, and you're like, I'm not gonna spoil it, honestly, but you're like controlling the kiss. You really should play it for yourself. I kind of wish I hadn't seen that ahead of time, because it's just what games push quirky ideas, right? And they do that. Again, not the biggest walking simulator, but when you go into these rooms that they have, like, I was very interested to see the kids' room, because that's usually like a big core of these adolescent games. What did the room look like? There's other games that do this, that they lean into, and it's like, oh, here's our rendition of a 1980, 1990 room, and they have all the details, all the old stuff, an old computer, like a notebook,
lava lamps,
like,
and
just the stuff, all the stuff that we don't have anymore. And the nostalgia hits you in the feels. I'm mixed on my high school experience, so maybe like that's why I'm like, I don't know, like I didn't have too many friends. Like, I don't know what a tight friend group was like at that time, like that, really, in this way. So somebody also said, if you were one of the cool kids and you had like a co-ed friend group, then you probably, if you were into all that. But if you were like playing chess alone, like, you know what I mean? No offense to you people who played chess, but you know what I mean? Like, if you connect with it.
I hear what you're saying, and I hear what they're saying. My pushback would be that we live in such an era of like pop culture media literacy that even if you didn't necessarily have that, like you do have like that. I mean, everybody's seen like, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, that kind of thing. So like there's still that identification, because like you've experienced that through film or TV or something like that.
Yeah.
And this game is all about media. It's all about that track. And what I like so much about Mixtape's music is I hadn't heard 95% of it. I'd heard of some of the bands. Like, they've got Smashing Pumpkins in there and Devo and stuff like that, but they're not like the hits, right?
Right.
There's some really obscure music in this game, and I'd play it for a little bit. The game's like 4 hours long, so it's not very long experience. I'd play it for a little bit, and I'd think like that music was so good, and part of me wanted to queue it up like in my Spotify, but 100%. Then I was like, I kind of like how the game gives you the track and the experience around it, and then it moves on. And so much of this game is about moving on that it's such an experience to go beat by beat, song to song, and these characters are recognizing this is our last time doing this thing, right?
Damn.
This is our last time hanging out in my room together, because I won't be here tomorrow. This is our last time going to this convenience store where we always used to hang out in the parking lot and get high. We're never going to do this again. And like, they're recognizing it, but also not acknowledging it. And as the music plays and those things sync up, there's such a feeling of it's okay to let some things go because something else is coming, that I ended up not playing any of this music. I ended up not looking any of it up, because this experience was so joyful and so resonant and surprisingly impactful that I just wanted it to live in that moment with the game. So I heard lots of new music. I had lots of feelings, lots of experiences. It is genuinely one of the best gaming experiences I've had in a long time. I wouldn't say that it's the best game, because again, there's not a lot of gameplay here, but it is a video game, and it did give me an experience and a feeling that I don't get very often with this medium. So even if people don't necessarily have that memory or that connection or that experience in their youth, this game does communicate it so well that I find it hard to believe that it can't it can't get you, right?
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend it. It's extremely accessible. Like I said,
I'm gonna cry you just talking about it. This is like, I mean,
boy, dude, at our age, like the way that life starts moving and we see our kids grow and we have experiences that come and go and you think back on the things that you'll never do again. This game does that so well, but it's not like it's not just sad. It's also triumphant, right? It's celebrating that people have things that come into their life, mean a lot, and then it's okay to let it go because there's something else coming down the pike. I think Mixtape is just a brilliant representation of how video games can be art.
I'm gonna start weeping. This is crazy.
we don't have enough of that shit, right? Like too many open world games and first person shooters, and there's not enough Mixtape in our life where it's just like, this is what games can be. They don't all have to be that, and this is more special because they're not all that. But I really think everybody should give it a try because it's in my short list for Game of the Year already, and we're about halfway through the year, so it's something really, really special.
Well, I mean, God bless Annapurna Interactive as a publisher because they lead the way in this, like,
Truly.
taking big swings across the board. They just really try to, elevate games that are going to make an impact emotionally. And you can't say that for, the next, person who's going to make the service game. So you had talked recently about People of Note. It was published by Annapurna. Stray. Let's see what else they got here. They had like so many hits.
They
Outer
if anybody
Wilds.
are like the ones that we just talked about how it's hard to celebrate games because of like the business side of it can be so gross. Annapurna consistently showcases what gaming can and should be by offering diverse and unique visions. So yeah, man, we turn that dial, right? We got you back. We got you back.
It's not dead. It's just there's stuff happening. You just got to find it. You just got to support it. Do you think that that's a fair price, $20 for the game? And then do you agree that all things considered, it deserves like the 10s that it's getting? Like, it's getting scores.
That's hard, right? Like that's really difficult. And that's why I said like this is one of the best gaming experiences I've had, but I can't say it's one of the best games. I don't know that I would rate this game a 10 out of 10 because it is lacking in really compelling gameplay. You do a lot of fun things. And I don't think that everything needs to be super deep. You don't need to level up every character. You don't need to have inventory management. Like that's not what a game has to be, but it cannot be argued that what is here for gameplay is very minimal. And I think because of that, I don't know that I could give this game a 10 out of 10. But I'm also a person that loves celebrating games that aren't necessarily 10 out of 10s, but like the feeling that I get from them elevate it to like what I would consider to be my favorites, my tops. And Mixtape is that.
To me, I'm in the camp that you give points based on what the game is trying to do, because so many games are just different. They're trying to be something else. So if you're trying to do a sweaty competitive shooter and you do that well, you don't care about the narrative as much, and that's okay. If it happens to have that, great. Like if Mixtape is like an emotional, nostalgic experience that's going for the feels, and you're getting those feels throughout the short 4 hours, then it did what it needs to do. I mean, if it also somehow mixed in like compelling gameplay, great. But like, was it detracting in any way from what it was trying to do? No.
By that benchmark, then yeah, absolutely. It executes everything that it wants to do, like off the charts. So yeah, I mean, that just kind of goes to the conversation of what is a review and how do you metric things. But Mixtape is at the top of its class as far as what it's trying to do, for sure.
Sweet.
This program is powered by Megadad's Boost, our public support program. You can join at patreon.com/Megadads. For over 10 years, Megadads has been bringing you the best in podcasts, reviews, interviews, family fun, and so much more. As an independent media organization, we rely on audience members like you to help support what we do, to ensure that Megadads can continue to bring you the great content that you enjoy. If you've been watching, listening, or playing along through the years, please consider lending your support by becoming a member of Megadads Boost. Memberships start for as little as $1 a month, and you can start collecting your Boost rewards from day one. Rewards like art cards, early access podcasts, reviews, gameplay clips, and so much more. Please visit patreon.com/Megadads and become a member today. You can help us continue to make more of that Megadads coverage you've loved over the last 10 years well into the future by becoming a member of Megadads Boost.
And before we get to the caboose, before we wrap the things up, we got to do the sweet release. Talking about the games coming next week. And next week is a little thin, right? We're getting into the showcase season, so there's not going to be a lot of releases, but there's a big one for Xbox and Switch 2, and that is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It hits June 3rd. You have not played Rebirth, correct? Are you gonna play it?
No,
Did you finish
I actually
Remake?
I didn't finish Remake. I realized what kept me from finishing Remake was I kept getting frustrated that I wasn't good at the combat. And somebody recently said in our Discord, be like, oh, you didn't get the memo? You're supposed to turn it on easy and just watch the flashy stuff, and the combat actually improves in Rebirth. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't get that memo. So I'm over here like I'm trying to understand how to be optimal.
Okay.
They're like, just lower it down and just watch the movie. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's where I am with that. But it is something that is on my book of shame. But Rebirth
was our
Switch
game of the
is
year for Megadads.
incredible.
It is really, really, really good. And it's coming to Xbox and Switch 2, as well as this one just kind of blew my mind. River City Saga, Journey to the West. Do you remember River City Ransom for the Nintendo Entertainment System?
I missed that, actually. Like, if you told me what is that game, I wouldn't even be able to picture it in my head. I just missed it.
This weird little side-scrolling short squatty guy running around beating people up, Double Dragon style game from the NES era.
Okay.
They're still making River City games, and
Okay.
River City Saga Journey to the West hits PlayStation 5, Switch, and PC on June 4th. I just put this in here because I got a kick out of the fact that they actually make that thing.
Okay.
But that sound right there is the caboose. That means it's the end of this episode of Megadads Live, and we are going to give you a recommendation of something outside the world of video games that we think you might enjoy. I am going to recommend a really great television series. I've been talking about Marvel the last few episodes. Daredevil Born Again is outstanding. The best Marvel that there is. It's gritty, it's dark, it's bloody, brooding, and a little bit more grounded than your standard Marvel. So if you like kind of that crime boss, dark, brooding superhero stuff, Daredevil season 2 just dropped. It is exceptional, and I highly, highly recommend people watch it. Great performances, too. Great writing, great performances. And they're starting to bring in some of those old Netflix characters from their shows 10 years ago that got canceled, like the Jessica Jones and the Luke Cage. They're starting to creep back in. Great shit.
Without spoiling it, because I never did my research, are you able to tell me what the Born Again, like why they rebooted it, or what if they rebooted it? Like, explain to me. So I watched Daredevil the first 2 seasons of the original, then I don't think I watched the final season of the original. So then what is this difference, and why did they do Born Again? Like, did it changed not publishers.
Yeah, it was originally a Netflix series.
Okay.
And Netflix retained the rights to Daredevil after Disney Plus started putting out their shows.
Okay.
And they wouldn't cross-pollinate for the longest time until Netflix sold Disney back the rights to Daredevil.
Oh.
And it's got a different showrunner, but most I mean, Daredevil is the same actor. There's a couple side characters who are the same actors, but it had been such a long period of time that they kind of relaunched it. Some of the stuff continues over from the Netflix series. It is the same universe, but it's also a brand new chapter with different things happening and some different characters. Some people came back, some people did not.
That's so weird. So
I'm not
they
sure.
pulled that off, you would say? Like, because it seems like that would be hard to do. I'm like, if it's me, I want to continue the story. Like, show me the next step. But just kind of doing a remix?
It both is and isn't a continuation. Like I said,
thank you for clearing this up for me, Adam, by the way. I'm so glad that I asked you to clear up this how confusing this must have been.
This is the same world as the Netflix series. This is a continuation of that show, but so much time had passed that it's not just the next season, right? Like Matt Murdock has changed his life a lot. He was working in a different law firm. He had let a lot of that stuff go. So it's just a rebranding of it, but it is essentially the next season.
I got it. Okay. All right. I think I got it. Well, maybe I got it. I mean,
dive back in, man. By the way, all of those Netflix seasons of Daredevil are on Disney Plus. So if a person wants to go and binge the entire thing, they sure can.
Mm-hmm. My recommendation is for an artist. I guess hip hop rap is what it is. Samara Sin, Cyn, Samara Sin, and I was driving around with my siblings, and they're like, "Oh, have you heard Samara Sin?" Didn't. Blew my mind. And then I got really into it, and I started listening to all of her music, and then I was listening to all her music a lot, and I became like a really big fan very quickly. Out of nowhere, my sister's like, Samara Sin's coming to Chicago to a local joint. Do you want to go? I said yes immediately, and we went. And it was at the Beat Kitchen in Chicago, which is a fairly small venue, which blew our minds because like her caliber, like she shouldn't be playing such a small venue. But anyway, we were in this small venue and she killed it, and it was amazing. And I got to meet her and talk to her and like hype her up because she shared during her show, that she was tired, about the state of the world and about like, she was just being very real and like talked to the audience like a lot. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I didn't feel like the crowd was like supporting her enough, even in like the music or in what she was saying. But I was jumping up and down. Like, I think I was the most energetic person in the room. And then afterwards, I was just telling her how much I appreciated her speaking up and speaking out and, just the stuff she was saying. Samara Sin, it's not the hardest music in the world, like as far as like, gangster rap violent. It's like more on the slightly lighter side. It's catchy to me and I like it. And she's doing a lot of experimental music. So she played a lot of experimental stuff. She's like, here are new songs that no one's heard yet, and I'm gonna play one tonight. And that type of stuff. So it was special. Very cool concert. I love live music. I recommend to anybody, like if you forgot your love for music, live music every once in a while is good for the soul.
I wholeheartily agree, and I'm glad you had that experience, especially to be able to identify and like engage with the artist.
It was so cool.
Super cool. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Megadads Live. Thank you guys so much for listening on your podcast feeds. Thank you so much for watching at youtube.com/Megadads. And thank you for supporting us at patreon.com/Megadads. If you want to become a booster and help keep this show running, you can go to patreon.com/Megadads. It only takes $1 a month. That's going to do it for us for this week's episode of Megadads Live. We'll see you next time.